What's up, YouTube world? Good morning, good afternoon, or even good evening. You know, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. And in this picture, it appears someone is stranded in the middle of nowhere. And I can't count how many times me myself have been in the middle of nowhere. And there's no one to call except one or two family members. So today I'm going to take you guys deeper into my world, where I may appear lost, but I always wind up finding both me and my direction. It's time for you guys to get to know more of who I am. I hope you're ready. All right, YouTube world, what's going on? What's going on? Today is Thursday, the day where I share a little bit more of my personal life, as well as my previous work experiences as well. Before I get into that, I just want to say that I really appreciate you all that's been following Go Power Black Don't Stop myself on this channel. And I also want to say that, if you don't know this far, those of y'all that have been watching me and those of y'all that have been following me, if you don't know this far, man, like, I try to reach back out and see what you all are doing as well. I'm not one of those type of content creators that's not paying attention to what the people, to who the people are that are following me. I'm paying attention to what you guys are doing as well, as best as I can. So if you see me liking anything, on your stories, on your posts, or commenting and stuff like that, that's real stuff, man, that I'm doing. It worked both ways, some people get it twisted, and as far as content creators get it twisted, man, and think that it's only supposed to work one way, and stuff like that. But that's not in me, and that's not of me. So I just want to say that right quick. I appreciate all you guys that follow me, all of you guys that like at any given time. You know what I mean? So it's a busy world. We all on the go. We all doing what we got to do to make ends meet, take care of our family and ourselves. So anything that is done on your end, or anything that I see with my own eyes on you all's end, is time that's valued either which way, right? So moving forward, this Thursday, again, getting ready to share a little bit more of my personal life as well as my previous work experience. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take off from me actually getting my first apartment in Rockford, Illinois. And we also are gonna just move the story along a little further and get you guys to another landing as to what my message is to you all today, right? So when I got to my apartment in Rockford, Illinois, like I said last week, I had a TV that was given to me. I think it was like a little 18-inch, something like that. A little flat screen TV that was given to me by Malcolm Payne, which was the person I was staying with while I was getting myself together, and had just made this transition, this move from Dixon, Illinois to Rockford, Illinois, which is 45 minutes away, give or take 35, 40 minutes away, depending on how you drive. And then I had my clothes, of course. I had some of my clothes, not too much, but I had quite a few clothes. And then I had a blow-up mattress that I had slept on, and I had went down the street to the Dollar General and got a few things, man, to kind of clean up and make things as homey as I possibly could, which was like a shower curtain, things of that nature. And so, yeah, man, so I still had my job at Napa. I still had my job at Napa Auto Parts, and it was going good. It was going good. This was March when all this stuff happened. March of 2015 when all this happened, and everything was going good. Like I told y'all, I got a little frustrated in my job as far as trying to get those bonuses, man, or grab onto that bonus that the other guys were getting that were hired in and stuff like that. But like I told y'all last week, man, I just decided to focus more on the goal at hand, which is just getting my life together and stuff like that, right? So that's what I was doing, and I was still working at Napa as a temp to hire. So I ended up next couple of checks moving forward, because I was still getting paid weekly. Next couple of checks moving forward, I made my way to the Goodwill on East State, up to the top of East State up there, and scoped out some used furniture. Got me some used furniture. Had the neighbor who had a truck. His name was Mike, man. Had the neighbor come help me out, man, so we can get some furniture moved that I had paid for at the Goodwill. And it was like a couch and a recliner that I had got. And I think I had got a coffee table from there as well. So I had got that. And I wasn't really focused on getting the bedroom set just yet. I was going to take my time with that. I just wanted to kind of make the living room something to come home to, you know what I mean? And I was okay with the air mattress for a little bit more time, So that's what I ended up doing. I ended up going to the Goodwill, got myself a few things at the Goodwill in Rockford there, and yeah, man, I just took it week by week on getting myself some things. I think the following week I got something. I got a couple things off of Craigslist. I had found like a lampstand to put in the bedroom. I found a kitchen table as well off of Craigslist, and so I started from the front end of my apartment, which was the living room, dining room, kitchen, and then the back end was 2 bedrooms. It's a 2-bedroom apartment, and yeah, like the rent, like I said, the rent was like, I think like 8 something. It was 8 something minus the electricity bill that I had to pay separate or whatnot. So it was a good deal, man. It was a good deal. 2015. That was, you think about what rent is right now for a 2-bedroom apartment, even a one-bedroom apartment. You're knocking on $1,000 or better, right? So that was the situation there. Me getting myself together as far as my apartment goes, right? So what else? Yeah, man. So it was past the 90-day marker of me working as a temp to hire, and usually around the 90-day marker, almost 100 days, no more than 100 days, the temp agencies are pretty good. The temp agencies are pretty good at making sure you get hired in, or bring up the conversation of, you as a temp being hired in at whatever company you're assigned to. So, lo and behold, the month of April came around, the first week of April, matter of fact, and what do you know? The company Napa, who I work for, the supervisor came to me and told me, he said, it's about time for you to do your hiring in papers, and let you know that we do want you to be a part of the team here at Napa, and so we are hoping that you accept the offer and that you want to be a part of the team, right? And so, of course, without any further ado, I became a part of Napa and the whole crew there as a real full-time employee, and it felt good, man. It felt good for me to put on the Real Napa collar shirt and whatnot, and you know, come in, you know, as someone that's appreciated and someone that's officially a part of the team there at Napa, you know. And I remember telling my grandmother the news of, you know, both my apartment, me receiving and finally getting my first apartment. And I also remember telling my grandmother about me getting hired in, because these were two proud moments in my life as far as being in Rockford, Illinois, and doing what I had set out to do, which was to, you know, seek better opportunities than Dixon, because Dixon was and still is a very small town and community. So I just wanted to, you know, just broaden my horizons and broaden my opportunities as well by going to Rockford, which is the second biggest city next to Chicago in Illinois. So I was doing pretty good, man. I was doing pretty good. I was proud of myself. The relationship with my son, most importantly, the relationship with my son was still a little like not to his best, because we were doing a lot of communication on the phone back and forth. Like I said, my grandmother had got him a phone, a smart talk phone, through Walmart, you know. So yeah. So I was doing my best to still communicate with him and stuff like that. But now my next goal was to try to help with this whole, you know, like being able to make myself more, you know, just more planted in my independence and you know, just getting myself together. My next goal was to try to figure out how to get a car, man, get some wheels, get that up underneath me, so that way I can not only get to my job or wherever else I need to get to as far as errands and stuff like that outside of my job, but I could also, you know, be more efficient and effective in being a part of my son's life, rather as opposed to being on the phone all the time and stuff like that, right? So, but his mother, Mary, did know exactly these new developments that were taking place in my life in Rockford, as far as the new apartment and stuff like that. And I was actually trying to see if I could get my son to spend at least a week or two with me for the summer when he got out of school. It was still April and it was going on May, and May was like May's the last month, as it is right now, you know, this present day in 2026 with me right now. The month of May is closing in and school's just about out, right? So I was thinking about school being out at that time in April, when I was getting myself together and had my own apartment. I was thinking about my son being with me at some point for the summer, just to kind of you know, really fulfill what I had envisioned in my own head as far as my relationship and things that I wanted for me and my son, you know. So bringing him to Rockford, to my apartment, was something that was going to make me a proud dad to be able to do that. But at that moment, when I had kind of like brought the discussion up to his mother, she wasn't quite too fond of it just yet, just because you know, it's Rockford, it's bigger, it's a city, and you know, the area that I was in, the west side of Rockford, is known for, you know, having a little havoc going on and stuff like that in the city. And also, you know, Rockford is 45, you know, 35, 40 minutes away from Dixon, and she can't quite, you know, kind of sneak up or see what's going on and stuff like that. You know, just can't be there if anything were to happen to him, right? So I was trying to assure her that everything would be all good, and that she needed to think about it. We still had time on our hands before the summer in school had officially began. So I was just trying to plant the seed in her mind and get her to understand that this was something that we both needed to agree on and possibly see happen for you know, just the relationship for me and my son, right? That's that. Like I said, I was hired in. My next goal was to try to focus on getting a car. Also, y'all, I didn't quite share this with you all, but when I was staying with Malcolm Payne, not only was I working and stuff like that, but to as a hobby, and not just a hobby, but something that I took seriously as well. Behind the scenes, what I was doing was I was doing a lot of rapping, man. I was doing a lot of rapping. I had always been a fan of hip hop from a listener's perspective, and it was I think I was about 14 when I actually started being a fan of hip hop from an MC perspective, and just experiment with freestyles and stuff like that among my friends that also freestyled and rapped, and those were the people that encouraged me or had an influence on me, shall we say, to step in this cipher and just kind of say a few things here and there. It started off maybe 2 bars, a bar and a half type stuff, and then once I broke through with the nervousness of it all and just trying to find myself with it, I started getting better bar for bar and stuff like that, and just kind of maintaining a presence. Even in that little bar or bar and a half and stuff like that, I always had the little like ooh moments when I was in the cipher among my friends, man, and we were rapping and stuff like that, man. So I just wanted to share that with y'all because I was thinking about it earlier, and I'm like, man, that's an important piece right there, because later on, as the story keeps moving forward with me, you all will hear that I actually wound up signing a 360 deal, and this is 2015, but I ended up signing a 360 recording deal in 2017. So 2 more years from this story moving forward, you guys will hear about that. So I thought it was important for me to just go ahead and share that right now, instead of just getting to that part of the story, and then you guys be like, well, I never even knew that you was rapping, other than the fact that you guys see me with the theme song and stuff like that with Go Power and all that. So that's where all that comes from, for all of y'all that might be wondering, like how long has this guy been rapping or whatnot, and because I see you see it in the theme song, with Don't Stop, that I'm very much capable of writing my own lyrics and making a genuine production of something that is fitting to who I am and what I stand for, and all of those things, right? So I just want to be clear on that, that I was doing quite a bit of rapping inside Malcolm's house, preferably in the basement area. I would go down to the basement, and I would set up a little Bluetooth speaker, and I would definitely let loose down there and just keep my creative energy going. With at the time my name was Fast Black, and that guy right there, Fast Black, was a guy that was definitely I got that name from the streets, from selling and hustling bags of crack cocaine to people that were using and stuff, man. And I was, moving quite fast and getting that to as many people as possible. And, of course, the people that were using and stuff like that. So that's how I had earned my name, man. I was moving pretty fast. I never got caught in a drug raid. And, I was always on the go, So, again, that's how, that's another reason as to why my channel is called Go Power, because I knew how to stay on the go as a young man that was into the wrong things and selling dope. And then, this part of my life that I'm sharing with you all, and will continue to share with you all up until the present day where I am right now in 2026, I'm definitely on the go, but I'm trying to be on the go for the right reasons now, right? So, yeah, man, I just wanted to let you guys in on that, that my creative juices and my creative mindset was on developing music and wanting to be a hip-hop artist under the name Fast Black, right? So, I was still working on that in my apartment as well, but I couldn't quite get the noise level up like I was being in a house, being inside Malcolm's house, and being in a basement, you know. So I wasn't. I was still doing, like I said, I was still doing it. I was still working on my creativity and stuff like that. And then also, the reason why I'm sharing this with you all is because there was a good friend of mine that I knew back in Dixon, Illinois, and he had been communicating with me while I was locked up for those 9 years and 5 months. And he had, while I was locked up, he had ended up making a decision in his life to get out of Dixon, Illinois, and he went to the Marines. And when he joined the Marines, which is stationed out of or based out of Southern Cal, preferably San Diego, you know, he was still communicating with me, even still from being out there. And in fact, he even came to come visit me while I was locked up in serving my 18-year sentence in Galesburg, Illinois, right? I'll never forget that, you know, day that he came to see me. He also brought someone else whom I was familiar with, a lady friend, you know, so she knows who she is, and whether she's watching right now or not, but Yolanda, definitely remember and appreciate your coming to visit me with my good friend Suge, right? So yeah, so the reason why I'm telling you all this is because me and my friend Suge were very much in contact with one another the moment I was released. I had got in touch with him via Messenger and Facebook, which was the more prevalent kind of way to speak to folks. Still, you know, it was Facebook, and then there was Instagram. I hadn't quite gotten on Instagram yet. I was still trying to figure out the Facebook thing. So yeah, I had reached out to him and found him and talked to him, let him know I was home and whatnot. And then we had been communicating with the cell phone numbers and talking on the cell phone and whatnot. And at this particular time, going into the month of May, me and Suge had arranged to you know, he had family in Dixon, Illinois, because he's from Dixon, like myself, and he had family. He had a nephew that was graduating the 8th grade, and I had my son, whom was also graduating the 8th grade. So it was a perfect time for me and Suge to get together, and you know, he was on his way to Dixon to be there for the ceremony, the graduation ceremony, located at Dixon High School, and I too was on my way. So it just made perfect sense for us to get together and for us to go see our loved ones walk across that stage, clap for them, and you know, just link up from there. So our plan was to not only just go to Dixon to visit his nephew and my son and be a part of the graduation ceremony, but our plan was to also do some recording and some music in Chicago, Illinois, after we got through with the ceremony and stuff, which was, you know, later on that day or whatever. So, you know, when I did meet up with my good friend Suge, you know, he showed up and showed out. He showed up and showed out. He had the limo service. He had the black car service. You know, it was going both ways as far as our transportation. And we went to Dixon, man, in a very nice limo. He picked me up in the west side of Rockford, man, where I was staying at, 2302 Auburn Street, apartment B. He picked me up in the limo service, and, you know, Nia, she was there, someone that I was friends with, as well as was you know, talking to in kind of like a relationship kind of way, but we weren't quite locked in like that. But we were definitely enjoying each other's presence and whatnot. So she was there too. She went to school with Suge and everything like that there, man. So it was just a proud union to see all of us together right quick, and then to shoot over there to it was me and Suge, of course, that ended up shooting over there to Dixon to in the limo service or whatnot, and just kind of enjoy the celebration of his nephew and my son graduating the 8th grade. And just it was even more so of a celebration for Suge, because he was doing very good in his life, man, whereas I was still trying to figure out my life and everything like that, man. So I had a lot on my mind, man, when we went back to Dixon for that ceremony. And I believe I went in the gymnasium where the ceremony was held in Dixon High School, and I went and sat with my grandmother was there. My sister was there. My son's grandmother on his mother's side, Mary's parents were there as well, and I kind of sat in that area there with the family and cheered and rooted for my son when he walked across the stage. And then Suge, he did his thing and sat with his family as well. So we had agreed on that much. And then after the ceremony, we all linked back up and got into the limo. And I was given an opportunity to have my son come with us in the limo. And so he rode around with us for a little bit and got a chance to just savor the moment. You know what I'm saying? It was a big day, a big moment for him. My son was no longer a middle schooler. He was getting ready to walk into the new world of high school. So yeah, man, it was a proud day. Unfortunately, we had a little hiccup later in the evening to that whole visitation and being in Dixon. When I had returned to me and Suge had both returned in the limo to drop my son off. His mother, Mary, had a little attitude about something, and she made herself very clear that her attitude wasn't necessarily about me, but it was more so about my friend Suge and her disliking for him or her distaste for him or whatnot. Either which way, it was no need for all of that to be going on, and just kind of nipped that in the bud real quick and told her like, hey, why now? Like, and not even just like why now, like in front of our son. He just come home from having a good time. We had went over to Suge's aunt's house and where his nephew was at. And Hakeem, my son, was with us and all that. We just had a good time. And then at the end of all of that, now here it is. You want to try to make a scene and an argument about something that's really not making any sense. So that happened, and things like that happen. You know what I mean? That's just women. That's just the way it is, and that's how I took it. And Suge, he definitely took it the same way. He just stepped outside, said, "Hey man, I'll be waiting for you outside in the limo." But that's the way the cookie crumbles a lot of times when it comes to women, man. So it was what it was. But later on, after that, man, the next day we ended up going to Chicago. We went to Chicago, and early in the morning we headed to Chicago by way of the limo had went back to wherever it came from, and then we had the black car service, the black BMW service, take us up to Chicago, and we went to Chicago. He had an Airbnb already. He had two people already from Chicago that he knew already before coming to back to Dixon to pick me up and whatnot and all that stuff there. He had already been dealing with two other people as far as recording goes. So he had intentions to hook the three of us up, excluding Suge. We're talking about the other two people in Chicago that's from Chicago. And it was a girl by the name of Erica, and then there was I forgot the other guy's name, man. But he was from Chicago. He was from the south side of Chicago, and somehow or another, my friend Suge had hooked up with these two individuals previous or prior to me coming home. And so we were just trying to get together and make some good music, see what we can make, right? So he had his cousin, Suge had his cousin also fly in. And it was those two people from Chicago. It was one other friend named LeVar. LeVar was someone that was staying in Chicago as well, in the suburbs. And then it was Suge's cousin that made the beats. And so it was 4, counting Suge and myself. It was 6 people total in that Airbnb house. And I just remember getting there in the wee hours of the afternoon, and then quickly getting to work and hearing the beats that his cousin had. And his cousin had quite a few things on his mind as to what he was going to do and what he wanted to work on and whatnot. And so he got a chance to hear me freestyle and kind of do some things and kind of catch my voice and whatnot. And then he kind of also just got some ideas based off of that. And then it was this one beat that came on, man. This one beat that came on, right? This one beat that came on, and I knew right then. I said, man, I gotta have that, man. You know, like that's it. And this right here, listen to it.
This hard work and dedication
and then,
to my destination. These long
not just that,
struggling will help me see my elevation. This hard
okay.
work.
And so this is 2015 when we made this beat and we made this song called Hard Work. So when I made this song called Hard Work,
so let's just keep on escalating.
Man, listen.
It's hard work, cannon to the top, explosion crazy.
This right here was something that I knew was a monster, you know, and I knew it was something that was, you know, that I couldn't wait to get out. You know, I just had to, you know, this is the track to get those type of emotions and that type of feeling out, you know. So Hard Work, basically just me telling you all, man, like, it's not supposed to be easy, man. Nothing like it's supposed to be easy. And look at us now, you know, we're sitting here and I'm promoting and pushing, you know, hard work and people that's out here getting things done and getting things accomplished, man, you know. I just never been one to sit back and not want to do anything and not want to have anything in life, man. You know, so you know, it didn't matter whether I was getting it the wrong way or getting it the right way. You know, I understood even back then that it was about hard work. You know, it was truly about hard work. You know, so yeah. Fast forward to that, man. Everything, man. It was a long weekend. We made 2 good songs, Hard Work and Celebrate. You know, basically that Celebrate was a song about me celebrating the player hating. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be people that are gonna not like what you do, or people that just want to see you not do what you do. You know what I mean? And be successful and stuff like that. But you can't pay them no mind, right? You can't pay them no mind, man. So that is exactly what we had did when we had went to Chicago, and then more or less we're just riding around playing the music and appreciating the music and each other as well, you know. So man, speaking of hard work, when we got done with being in Chicago and having a good time and everything like that there, and the celebration of our loved ones graduating and stuff like that, man, when I made it back home that morning, it was it was like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I still had to be at work. Matter of fact, it was like 5, a little after 5 in the morning, and I had to be at work at 7 o'clock in the morning, man. Right? So I was tired, man. I think I took like a little 30-minute, 40-minute cat nap real quick, because Suge, I don't know what he was on, you know, but he could stay up like crazy. He could stay up like crazy, and I was still learning how to do that. I was still trying to develop how the hell to stay up. You know, like I'm not talking about 24 hours stay up, because I had did that already. But he was going on like the whole time that he had been there, he had only laid down for an hour, right? An hour and a half, because I stayed up all night writing the song, writing to the song Hard Work, and then Celebrate. You know, and he had finally, when he laid down, it was about 4:30 in the morning or whatever, 5 o'clock in the morning. He only laid down for a good hour and a half until the sun came back up, and he was back at it. So I hadn't laid down pretty much at all. You know what I mean? So the ride back home, he was trying to talk my ear off and listen to the music or whatever, and just, he was that type of dude with that much energy. And I still went to work. As bad as I didn't want to go to work, that's all I'm trying to tell y'all. As bad as I didn't want to go to work, I still went to work, man. And I hurried up. It was picking everything that I could pick like I usually do. And, man, I got to work, man. You know what I mean? I got to work at Napa, and I did my thing, So sometimes you got to do what you got to do, right? So the music was made. Life had to continue and carry on, real life, that is. And so it was May, and it was actually going closer to the end of May now at this point. And so I'm be honest, y'all, by the time June came around, the month of June, I was getting frustrated with Napa, man. I had just been hired in and all that stuff there, but I had been at the job for a total of 6 months almost at this point. About 3.5 months as a temp, and then another 2 months, two months or 2.5 months of me being hired in. So basically what I'm trying to tell you all is that I wasn't really the type or had the mindset of being at one spot too long anyways. I get burnt out, man, when it comes to these, and I'm speaking even now today to this point, you know what I mean? Like, I get burnt out with being on these jobs and being at these jobs. Now that's just me. I'm not saying that you should be like that, but I'm just saying me, I get a little burnt out and a little whooped on being in one spot for too long, man. And the reason why I say that is because when when you're at a job for 6 months to a year or longer and stuff like that, now the people that you've been there with this whole time, and they've been there, for quite some time already or whatever, and got years in under their belt as well. Now it's a, comfortability thing, what I mean, to you as well as your coworkers and stuff, man. It's, that stuff sometimes gets a little annoying as to everywhere you go, there's always a coworker that works your damn nerves. Everywhere you go, there's always a coworker that wants to kind of try to throw you under the bus as much as possible. And look at that, throw you under the bus. You know what I mean? But honestly though, even without that being there, I still would have said that. But there's always the coworker that wants to throw you under the bus. So there's always those elements that come with being on the job or at the job, right? And I'm not one that takes a liking to the ways of the 9-to-5 world when it comes to that those elements like that, man. Everyone should be just grown enough to do their jobs and do what they're supposed to do and not be lacking off and stuff like that. Me personally, I like to work, so whatever I'm gonna do and whatever my job assignment is, I'm going to do it to the best of my ability, man. That's what I do, right? So it annoys me just as much as it might annoy the next person that does their job too as well out there and you're watching. It annoys me just as much as it annoys you, when people don't do their damn jobs, and then they think you're supposed to be the one to come up and clean up behind them and do it, It annoys the hell out of me. We all grown. We should be able to do our damn jobs, whatever the hell our damn job is. That's what you get paid for, and that's what I get paid for, man, right? So it is annoying, right? But anyways, I'm just saying all this and sharing all this because those elements and that specific element of the job world, the 9-to-5 world, disgusts me, right? It makes me mad, right? And this is nothing that I would ever ask on an interview with anybody. This is stuff that I would take up on my own time, and on a Thursday such as today, and sharing that type of stuff with you all. But for the most part, even still, I would always try to be positive, man. Always try to be positive, Now, granted, at the time of this story that I'm telling you all, this was 2015, and I was 35 years old, going on 36. I had just served 9.5 years in prison, and, my patience was somewhat okay, but it was still very, very much thin, right? I was still learning how to maneuver and have the type of conversation that I'm having with you all now, and the patience that I'm having with you all now, that is obviously well projected here at Go Power, because you could tell if a person is really trying to move forward in their life and trying to have different types of conversation and carry themselves a certain way, So, but I'm just saying all this to say that I was getting burnt out on that job at Napa. Also, I was going back to thinking about the bonuses, y'all. I was going back to thinking about the bonus, and I couldn't quite tackle down on that bonus yet, and that was still kind of like in the back of my mind, and it resurfaced every now and then and had me just pissed the hell off, right? So eventually I walked out. It was near my shift time, and it was the month of June, late month of June, and I had walked away from Napa near my shift in, and they probably didn't even recognize it because, like I said, it was like 10 minutes before my shift ended, and I just decided to sign out, clock out, whatever, and get the hell out of there and never return, right? So, but don't worry, no worries at all. I always keep myself together, and always am wanting to push myself and see where the next opportunity lies and all that, man. And that's exactly what I did. I ended up getting another job at Lowe's distribution in Rockford, which wasn't too far from where I was already at as far as where I lived, on the west side of Rockford. So I ended up doing that. Mia, who I was talking to and friends with at the time, would give me a lift over there, and then I do like what I was doing when I first got to Rockford. I'll pay one of my co-workers the $5 to give me a ride home or whatnot, and do it all over again. So I was working a 4-day shift, 3 days off, 4 days on, 3 days off at Lowe's as a temp again, starting all over as a temp. Man, so I was doing that from late June all the way into, I believe it was going into August, the first week of August. And I ended up looking for another job opportunity because working at Lowe's, it was kind of strenuous, a lot of physical work with moving things in and out of those trucks, from washers to heavier appliances, refrigerators, heavier refrigerators, stoves, washers, things of that nature. And it take a toll on you physically or whatnot. So, especially when you got somebody again that's not willing to do the work. As far as my son and my relationship with my son, his mother ended up passing on that opportunity for me and him to get better reacquainted with each other, and to be around each other, and to have a bond and whatnot, and share the opportunity to be together as father and son in Rockford at my new apartment. So that didn't happen. But there was plans to meet up with my son for his birthday. If anything, that's what my grandmother had told me. She's like, don't worry about it. Don't be discouraged. When his birthday comes around, I'll definitely make sure to try to get him over there to you. So I wanted a car bad. I wanted a car so bad, y'all, at this point, because I'm like, man, look, if I can get a car, I can go see my son when I want to see him. And then, also, like I said, I could just handle my business without having to take public transportation, city bus, and, without having to rely on somebody to pick me up and take me to work or any of that stuff, right? You know what I mean? So I just really wanted to have my full independence, and that was the only thing that I was missing was a car, man, right? So I ended up getting a new job at TH Foods, located in Loves Park, which is the north side, the far northeast side of Rockford, Illinois. And man, I ended up finding that job on Indeed. And man, I found that job on Indeed. I was directed to a temp service. I went through the temp service after the interview, and I was hired in, man, right away. I think I was making $16 an hour, $17 an hour with double time as one of the benefits of working with TH Foods. After you, if you work on the 7th day, that's double time and stuff like that. So I was like, man, this is an opportunity for me to get a lot of money week to week. As I love those weekly paychecks. There's an opportunity for me to get the week to week checks and make a lot of money, man. So now I was like, man, I can pay this rent and I can get this car for sure now. You know what I'm saying? This is what I needed. This is the opportunity I needed. And lo and behold, I worked that job from August all the way to September. And in between the August-September thing, my son did show up with my grandmother and his great-grandmother, and we did have a gathering at my apartment. It was more fixed up. And also, by the way, I made my way to fixing up all the rooms, and I got lucky and found a bedroom, a queen bed, mind you, that was in a house a couple doors down, where they were cleaning out and moving. And they told me, they said, anything you want to hear. And I took a look, and I seen the bed was in mid-shape condition, man. It was pretty good, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was somebody else's bed or whatnot, but man, it was right next door, 2-3 doors down from me, in a house. They were asking if I was interested, and they said, whatever you want, you can have. And that's exactly what I did. I seen that bed, and I'm like, whoa. So I end up having my apartment fixed up and all that stuff there, man, before I get too far ahead of myself. But yeah, at this point, from August to September, my apartment was fully furnished the right way. Everything except that extra room I had. I had a 2-bedroom apartment. The extra room, I just kept the blow-up bed in there, right? Yeah, man. I was getting myself together. I seen my son, took him to get his hair cut, even though I could have cut his hair myself because I'm pretty good at cutting hair. Don't be fooled by the bald head, right? But I'm pretty good at cutting hair. And I was cutting my son's hair when I was in Dixon and stuff like that there. But this was all about the time that we wanted to have time with my son. I wanted to have time with my son. So I took him to get his hair cut, and then we went and had something to eat at... what was that? What was the name of that place? Man, I forgot the name of that place that we had ate at. Beefaroo, man. We had ate at Beefaroo. Mosquitoes trying to get me, y'all. Mosquitoes trying to get me. We had ate at Beefaroo and got us some food at the Beefaroo. It's pretty big in the Midwest, pretty big in Illinois. If those of y'all that are from that area or been in the Midwest, there's Beefaroo is a pretty good spot, right? So we had some Beefaroo. Me, him, and my grandmother chopped it up and whatnot, and then said my goodbyes. And like I said, yeah, man, come September, I had been doing my homework on Craigslist. I did my homework on Craigslist, man, and end up seeing a Bonneville over there on Craigslist, 1998 Bonneville, the original color, green stock, money green. With the original stock tire rims on there and everything like that, and they wanted $1,000 for it, man. And guess what? At the time that I was looking, I had that $1,000, and that was right up my alley, man. So it looked like it had been taken care of. It told you what all they had done to it since they had it, and they also told you why they were getting rid of it, because their son was getting a brand new Camaro, or I had already had the Camaro, and they had several other cars available to him as well, and this was just one of the cars that they just didn't need no more. And anybody that needed a good car and something to get by on, hey, you're welcome to it for $1,000. So that was me. That car had my number, had my name on it, and I ended up calling about that car. And I did call about 2 other cars, but this 98 Bonneville was the one for me. And guess what? I ended up getting that Bonneville and locked in on that phone call. And I told Malcolm Payne, I said, listen, man, I am about to get this car now, man. It's time, man. I got to get this car. I'm working at this job in Loves Park. I'm making quite a bit of money now. I can afford to get this car. I need to get this car, man. Will you take me out there to go get this car? Because these people were not actually in the city of Rockford. They were in the outskirts of Rockford, way out. So I needed his assistance. I needed his help anyway. And it was a rainy-ass day when we got out there. But when I got my ass inside that Bonneville and got the keys to checking out that car, Oh man, just to ride in the neighborhood, despite it raining down hard. You know how that Midwest rain be. It's raining down hard and everything like that there, man. Guess what? I knew I had to have this car. Only thing I seen wrong with it was like there was a little bit of something in the back seat where the water, it was so much rain going on that day, where the water was coming up on the floorboard in the back seat or whatever, on the floorboard, right? Not the back seat, but the floorboard, right? So I was like, man, despite all that, man, this ain't no lights on in this mug. It sound like it rev good. All that stuff there, man, exactly what they said. Pop the hood a little bit. Man, I got to have it, man. You know, so I whipped out that $1,000, counted it to him. Malcolm sat in the car the whole time, and he told me as soon as I got the car, man, he said, hey, look, I'm going to follow behind you because you ain't got no tags on it right now, no plates on it right now. And I drove that boy right to East State to the licensed title place where they do the hookup for you real quick over there, man. So I drove it right over there. Malcolm gave me the little, the blind side get behind me, you know what I mean, and don't make sure no police get behind me type stuff, and made that happen. And then he went on home. I got my little temp plates and registration together, and yeah, man. Mosquitoes all on me. I don't know what it is. You know what I mean? It's a nice little, we ain't around no water either. I don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I got the temp plates. I got myself together, and lo and behold, now my independence is looking like it's coming along, right? My independence is looking like it's coming along. I am definitely, on my way now, right? And I just couldn't wait to see where this journey was getting ready to take me with the new job, with this new car, even though it wasn't new, but you know what I mean? Like, to have this stuff going on and to still be able to get to my goals, that right there just let me know. Like, homie, you can do anything. You can do anything if you just stay true to, the steps, at hand, man. So now I got the car, I've had the apartment, and now all I got to do is just sort out where I'm going from there, right? So that's where I'm going to land the story at for you all right now. And, I also just want to say this week, man, that I started this new segue that you all may have seen me do 2 different times here. Just recently, I just did this new part of the segue the other day, but it's called When Things Go Left, right? And I figured that I wanted to implement When Things Go Left because we're talking about the whole, here at Go Power, we're talking about the whole picture, right? And the whole picture being, there's people that are on the go doing things the right way, and then there's people, like myself at one point back in the day where I was on the go but doing things the wrong way, right? So I'm not trying to incriminate anybody that's doing anything currently in the moment or anything like that there, but what I am definitely trying to do is just catch a glimpse of what it is that people that have encountered or what they're going through, the things that they can talk about, living that lifestyle, from the streets perspective, right? So that's it, man. It ain't just about the homeless people. It's about just people in the streets in general, and just getting a glimpse of whatever it is that's going wrong, and any story that they want to share that's going on and that's going wrong in their life, right? So you guys will be seeing more of that. Again, the segue is called When Things Go Left. And then I'm also working on a segue that's called Go Find You Something to Do, right? And those are for the people, that's more so about the people that I catch in my comings and goings in the public, and they seem to have a misperception as to customers and people, customer experience and stuff like that, and just having a misperception that everyone is up to no good. So that'll be more so a thing that's every now and then, like I'll be flipping the camera on people that just need to go find something to do, man. If you're not a secret shopper, secret shopper, being someone that works there, and that's your job to try to, nosy around and try to find people that's really up to no good, then that's okay. But if you're not a secret shopper and you just want to act like you part of the neighborhood act or whatever while you out in public shopping and stuff like that there, and you got a misperception of people out here of color or whatever like that, man, that are out shopping and appear to be shopping and look rather clean, as I do most times, and you got a misperception, those are the people that I'll be putting on camera when it comes to go find something to do, right? Like I said, that won't be something that you'll see quite often, but you will see it at some point where I just flip the camera up and ask them, hey man, are you a secret shopper? Or, if not, you need to go find something to do, because you've been following me around for quite some time in this store, and yeah, you need to go find something to do, right? So that's what I'm doing, man. Is just trying to intertwine all these different ideas, man, as far as the word go power, this channel, and what all you all need to see out there, man, because it's a real world out there, and there's a lot of different elements, man, that come with this real world, man, and people being on the go. All right, so that's all I got for you all today. I'll holler at y'all, man, and I want to thank you all again, the ones that's been following me, been liking me and stuff like that there, man. I want to thank you all, and yeah, man, that wraps it up for this week. I'll holler at y'all, man, and have a good weekend, all right? Y'all.